Hello student, today we are going to learn the remaining part of the poem number 2.3, The Inchcape of Rock. In the last part we have seen what's the planning of the abbot of Aberbrothock, and he installed an Inchcape bale to save the life of the sailor. It was his benevolent work. He was good by nature, so he did so. Let us see the remaining part of the poem. Let us see the stanza of this ballad. His eye was on the Inchcape float. Quoth he, my men, put out the boat and row me to the Inchcape rock, and I shall plague the abbot of Aberbrothock. In the last part, we have seen the character of Sir Ralph the Rover. Now, he is going to plan, and his plan is not good at all. His eye was on the Inchcape float, and he noticed Sir Ralph the Rover. He was a pirate. तो चाचा आहे, तो लुटारू आहे, समुद्री लुटारू म्हणू शकतो, चाचा म्हणू शकतो आपण. And he noticed, त्याच्या लक्षात आलं, त्याला ती इंचकेप बेल जी दिसली किंवा तरंगणारी जी खून आहे ती त्याला दिसली. He saw the Inchcape float. Quoth means said. He said to his men, my men, put out the boat, and he ordered his men, he ordered his sailor to put out his boat and row me to the Inchcape rock, and he ordered them to row the boat towards the Inchcape rock. So his men rowed their boat towards the Inchcape rock, and I shall plague the abbot of Aberbrothock. And plague means cause trouble, cause pain, and he decided to give trouble. He decided to destroy something. And I shall plague the abbot of Aberbrothock, and he decided that he will do something wrong in case of the abbot of Aberbrothock. Let's see the next stanza. This is the Inchcape bell, this is the floating object, and here install the Inchcape bell. It was installed by the abbot of Aberbrothock. Aberbrothockनी ही Inchcape bell लावलेली आहे. धोक्याची घंटी समुद्रामध्ये आहे. इथे स्कॉटिश सी आहे आणि या समुद्रामध्ये अतिशय धोक्याचा हा खडक या ठिकाणी उभारलेली ही घंटा की जी समुद्रामध्ये तुफान आल्यानंतर ती वाजायची. Next stanza. The boat is lowered, the boatmen row, and the boat is lowered. त्यांनी एक छोटी जी नाव आहे ती काढली. The boat is lowered, and they rowed towards the Inchcape rock, or towards the Inchcape bell, or towards the floating object. And to the Inchcape rock they go, and they went towards the Inchcape rock. Means Sir Ralph the Rover and his crew means the sailors, they went towards the Inchcape rock. It means Inchcape bell. Sir Ralph bent over from the boat, and when they reached there, when the Sir Ralph reached there, he bent over from the boat. Now he decided to cut this Inchcape bell, and he cut the bell from the Inchcape float. This is the Inchcape float, and he cut the bell. Sir Ralph cut the bell in this way. He cut the bell. He cut the life of other sailors also, we can say that, because this bell was savior for the other sailors, for the shipmen. The next stanza. Down sunk the bell with a gurgling sound. When he cut the bell went down under the water into the water with a gurgling sound. There was a gurgling sound, good असा आवाज त्याचा यायचा. द बबल्स रोज, बबल्स म्हणजे बुडबुडे, बबल्स रोज आणि त्यानंतर ही बेल जेव्हा खाली गेली तेव्हा एअर बबल्स वर यायला लागले अँड बर्स्ट अराउंड, आणि त्यानंतर ते पूर्वस्थितीत मिळून जायचे. अँड बर्स्ट, बबल रोज अँड बर्स्ट, ते ब्रस्ट होऊन जायचे. Quoth Sir Ralph, and then Ralph said, quoth means said, the next who comes to the rock won't bless the abbot of Aberbrothock. Then he said, Ralph said, the next who comes to the rock won't bless, means other people who will come here, the other sailors who will come here will not bless the abbot of Aberbrothock, because most of the sailors were giving blessing to the abbot of Aberbrothock for his benevolent work. But after cutting the bell, nobody will give bless to the abbot of Aberbrothock. This was the bad decision of Sir Ralph. In this way, the bell went down into the water and they heard the gurgling sound. Sir Ralph the rower sailed away. After cutting the bell, he traveled on the sea. He sailed away आणि त्याने समुद्रावरती प्रवास केला. He scoured the seas for many a day, and for so many days he traveled. He traveled on the sea, and now grown rich with plundered store, and he became very rich. Now, plunder means robbed by force. As we have seen, Sir Ralph the rower, he was the pirate, and he was plundering, he was robbing the ships. So he became so rich due to his looting wealth. He became rich. He steers his course for Scotland shore, and he steers his course for Scotland shore. Now he decided to go towards the Scotland shore. Now he decided to go to Scotland shore, means he plans to go there because he got huge wealth. He became rich. So thick a hedge overspread the sky. Now the atmosphere was not so good, so thick a hedge overspread the sky, and there the sky was misty. आकाशात धुकालेलं होतं. Haze means mist, mist म्हणजे धुकं. आकाशात धुकालेलं आहे. They cannot see the sun on high, and they were not able to see the sun on high due to the mist or due to the haze. त्यांना आकाशातला सूर्य दिसत नाही आहे. आकाशात एवढं धुकं आलेलं आहे. The wind had blown a gale all day, and the wind was blowing very fast. There was a gale on the sea. समुद्रामध्ये जोराचा वारा वाहतो आहे. Gale म्हणजे जोराचा वारा. Strong wind is called gale. The wind had blown a gale all day. At evening it had died away, and it stopped. It stopped in the evening, आणि संध्याकाळच्या वेळी वातावरण शांत झालं. And at evening it has died away. On the deck the rower takes his stand. On the deck, and on the deck of the ship, this is the deck of the ship, and on the deck of the ship he was walking here and there. He took his stand. So dark it is, they see no land, but at this time they cannot see. So dark it is, they see no land. It was darkness, there was a darkness, and so they were not able to see anything. So dark it is, they see no land, and they could not see the land. आणि ते आता इथे जमीन पाहू शकले नाही, अंधारलेला आहे. Quoth Sir Ralph, Ralph said, it will be lighter soon. But he was very hopeful. Sir Ralph was very hopeful. He thought that it will be lighter soon, आणि थोडा प्रकाश पडेल. For there is the dawn of the rising moon, and this is the dawn of the rising moon. आता इथे dawn means पहाटेचा वेळ, early morning of the rising moon, and due to the rising moon there will be a light. It will be lighter soon, there will be a light, आणि प्रकाश पडेल असं त्याला वाटलं. Can't hear one, the breakers roar. वन ऑफ द सेलर, त्यांच्यापैकी एक जण म्हणाला, कांस्ट हिअर मीन्स कॅन यू, कांस्ट मीन्स कॅन यू हिअर, कॅन यू लिसन द ब्रेकर्स रोअर. ब्रेकर्स मीन्स ह्यूज वेव्स, breakers means huge wave, and one of them said, can you hear, can you listen the huge waves, the breakers roar? लाटांचा आवाज तुम्हाला ऐकू येतो का? He asked the question. For me thinks, and he said, he himself said, for me thinks means I think, methinks means I think we should be near the shore. And he said, we should be near the shore. आपण जवळपास काठावरती असू. Now where we are I cannot tell, but he cannot tell exactly that where they were. ते कुठे होते तो सांगू शकला नाही. But I wish I could hear the Inchcape bell. But he wished that at that time I could hear the Inchcape bell. मी ऐकू शकलो असतो. I could hear the Inchcape bell. They hear no sound. The swell is strong. Swell means tide. त्याला भरती म्हणतो आपण. Ebb and tide, भरती ओटी. They hear no sound. They were not able to hear any sound. There was a complete silence there. The swell is strong. The tide was very strong. समुद्राला भरती आलेली आहे. Though the wind had fallen, they drifted along. Though the wind had fallen, the wind was not blowing so speedily, but their ship was drifting towards the rock, till the vessel strikes with a shivering shock. And the vessel means, swell means tide, drift means to be carried away by the current of air. जशी जहाज आहे ते हवेच्या जोताने पुढे जात असते. Vessel, boat or ship, till the vessel strikes with shivering shock. And there was a shivering shock, uncontrollable shaking. अनियंत्रित असणारा धक्का, थरकाप तिथे झाला. Till the vessel strikes with shivering shock, and they got a shivering shock. Oh Christ, oh Christ, it is the Inchcape rock. And they thought that their boat, their ship dashed on the Inchcape rock, and they got a terrible shock. In this way, there was a terrible shock to the shipmen and Sir Ralph the rower. The ship dashed against the Inchcape rock, and it was a great shock for them. Sir Ralph the rower tore his hair. Now he repented. Repent means पश्चाताप, त्याला पश्चाताप झाला. Sir Ralph repented, tore his hair, and he tore his hair. Sir Ralph the rower tore his hair. Tore means pulled hard, and he pulled hard his hair, and he blamed himself. त्याने स्वतःलाच दोष दिला. He cursed himself. इथे शाप देणे, cursed, 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 old form आहे cursed. He cursed himself in his despair. He was in despair. He was not feeling well now, and he cursed himself that he did not do good thing in his life because he had cut the Inchcape bell. त्याने ती बेल कापलेली होती, त्यासाठी त्याला स्वतःला शाप दिला, त्याला पश्चाताप झाला. The waves rush in every side. The waves rushed in every side. प्रत्येक बाजूनी ज्या लाटा आहेत त्या येत होत्या. त्यांचं जहाज जे आहे ते बुडत आहे. The ship is sinking beneath the tide. आणि त्या भरतीमध्ये, टाइड मध्ये, under the tide, beneath the tide, the ship is sinking beneath the tide. And in this way their ship was sinking. This is the image of the sinking ship. This is the image of sinking ship, and their ship was sinking beneath the water, beneath the tide. But even in his dying fear, one dreadful sound could the rower hear. But even in his dying fear, he got frightened due to the fear that he will die soon, and their boat was sinking beneath the water. त्यांचं जहाज बुडते आहे आणि मरणार आहे, त्यामुळे तो घाबरला. One dreadful sound, अतिशय भयंकर असा आवाज, घाबरवणारा आवाज, dreadful sound could the rower hear, and he heard the sound, and a sound as if with the Inchcape bell. He thought that it was the sound of the, as if it with the Inchcape bell. He thought that this is the sound of the Inchcape bell. the devil below was ringing his nail. Nail means the sound of a bell for death. इथे मृत्यूसूचक घटना, घंटानाद ज्याला म्हणू शकतो आपण, मृत्यूसूचक घंटानाद करणारी जी बेल आहे, that is called nail. The devil below was ringing his nail. He thought that devil below was ringing his bell. There was a Inchcape bell. Sir Ralph the Road cut this bell and it sank like a gurgling sound. There was a gurgling sound while it was sinking beneath the water. Now he thought that he is able to hear the sound of the Inchcape bell as a sound as if with the Inchcape bell, the devil below. He thought that beneath the water there was a devil and म्हणजे इथे आत्मा आहे, शैतान आहे. The devil below was ringing his nail. Ringing his nail means आता इथे त्याच्या मृत्यूची, धोक्याची जी घंटा आहे ती वाजत आहे. आणि he was able to listen that, he was able to listen the death call. So in this way, students, we have seen the remaining part of this poem. This poem gives us message that if you do good thing for others, then we will get the benefit of it. If we do wrong things, if you do evil act with others, we get the due punishment for that. So as we sow shall we reap. जसं आपण पेरू तसंच आपल्याला फळ मिळेल. तसंच आपल्याला इथे हा बोध होतो या कवितेमधून की this poem is very inspiring for the people who wants to do good thing, and the people who do not do good things can learn the lesson here. So in this way we have seen this poem. So students, you watched it, so to thank you very much for watching the video.